the amount of work that it takes to go into putting together this kind of production. And I can remember years ago, I think this is probably 30, maybe 35 years ago, one of the jocks on KMET, the old KMET in Los Angeles, was interviewing Frank Zappa. It was about a 20-minute long interview and going into what it took to create a record from scratch, from the beginning inceptions all the way to the record store. You know, now for you kids out there, a record store is a place you used to go to physically put your hand on this piece of vinyl and walk it to the cash register and pay, maybe $2.98 for it. But
vinyl's making a comeback, though. Vinyl is making a comeback.
It sure is. I was in Barnes and Noble the other day, and they're selling vinyl now, and they had a copy of Led Zeppelin's first album, which my own personal opinion I think is their best one, but then again, what do I know? And the album, I couldn't believe it, was $49.95
really?
for a record.
Outrageous.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
and I can remember as a kid paying $3 for an album and 45, 50, 75 cents for a single.
Sure.
How times have changed.
I remember this interview and Zappa espousing on what it took to create a record from start to finish, and it's a task. So yes, I empathize with you completely on that.
It really is, and unfortunately, I help when I can. All of us do. Alyssa did some. Now it's all computer, right? So Alyssa did some editing for Eric, and because we do a lot of our own pre-production, we do all of our own pre-production before it goes out to get. We have our own studio here, so the pre stuff where you're going to spend $50,000 if you go into a studio. We've saved a lot of money because we're able to do this, but. He does, I'd say 98% of all of it, and it's incredible what I have to, hands down, bow down to him for what he does.
Well, I think one of the things that it shows that he is very good at is making it a team effort, because he's got you girls on board, and you're fitting right in and working towards the common goal, and that's very important. It takes teamwork. And I'm glad to hear that. This album that you have coming out, the Agony of Affliction, is available now for pre-order, correct?
Yes, it is. Everywhere, right? iTunes, Amazon, all those spaces out there.
Yeah, and it'll be released on August 8th. And I wanted to say, David, every song on this album is going to be in our movie. We have a movie that will be coming out called The Nitwit.
Tell us about it.
It's a fake reality comedy, and it's really funny. It's loosely based on real life events that have either happened to me or happened to somebody close to me. And you couldn't make this stuff up if you tried. So it's really good, and we already got worldwide distribution for it. So it's great.
Well, you have to keep us posted on that. Not only to spread the word, but also to be able to go and see it from a personal standpoint. What was that name again? I think I talked when you were mentioning the name.
Yeah, The Nitwit it's called, and that's going to be that's released throughout label Darkstar Records via Sony for worldwide distribution, and there's also MVD and the Orchard and all that stuff. So it's really cool.
I'm going to have to see that. I can't wait to see that. Thank you for sharing that. That was a tidbit I wasn't expecting. And we pride ourselves on surprises. For example, you and the girls have no idea what tracks we were going to play today. Eric sent me the tracks and said, go ahead and pick out a couple. And I think the first one was probably a natural choice, the title track from the album. And the next one, again, you have no idea which one we picked. I picked one that I think is an attention getter and kind of a change of pace again for you guys, but we'll talk about that more in a moment. Now, the album you said is out August 8th?
Yes.
Okay. And we also have the movie The Nitwit, which will feature music from the album as well, correct?
Yes, and actually from some of our other albums and all the music as well in there.
Wow.
So not
I'm
only
looking
does he
for.
write music, he writes movie scripts and gets them filmed, and produced.
What a talent. What a talent. I am
Well,
impressed.
kind of just fell into it, really. The plan was just for us to have our music in the movie and have, somebody else take the whole thing. But one thing led to another. When we went to Iowa, met with Razor, and the actors is Matt and Jordan. And, we were having a scotch, and I just threw down the script because we were doing a different TV series thing where our music was going to be in, and that's how I met them. And threw it down. They started reading, laughing, and everything. They said, well, let's make this movie. And I said, yeah, let's do it.
Great. I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're down to about a couple of minutes left, and I got a couple of points I want to touch on. First off, real quickly, can you give us an idea of where the title came from, The Agony of Affliction?
Well, I think that we're all afflicted in some way. And it can be agonizing, I guess, and that's really that's what it's about. It's
Excellent. Now, this one's going to be a little harder for you, but before we let you go, we have just got to have you explain where this song came from that we're going to be playing next, called Pothead.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
man.
And it's a big song in the movie. It was actually written a while ago and was never released. And so it's kind of a humorous, funny kind of song. And it's about, people that smoke pot.
I heard that when I was going through the tracks the first time, and I said that's going to have to be one of the tracks we play. So we'll be playing that in just a couple of seconds. Eric, Alyssa, Eve, want to thank you so much for coming and sharing with us, and we wish you the very best. We will look forward to having you come back again. I'll be looking forward to that movie. Be sure and keep us posted on that. And also my Facebook page and my other social media pages. Feel free to jump in and promote whatever you've got going. We want to keep up with you and your activities, your albums, your movie now. And keep in touch with us. We look forward to having you back again. Leaving Eden, this is from their new album, The Agony of Affliction. It's called simply Pothead.
I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. It's affecting my brain, it's driving me insane. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. Did you hear what I said? You'd be better off dead. Gotta take the medication when your mind's on vacation in the morning. You say you couldn't get to sleep, no wonder you were stoned all night. Roll another joint, what's the point? You can't remember what day it is. Wake and bake instead of take a break, will it make it alright? But tonight, I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. It's infecting my brain, it's driving me insane. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. Can you give me some weed, you give me what I need? They used to do the coke, it's no joke, now they're smoking all the cash away. $1 million a pound, that's the sound of it flushing down the tube. I'd much rather smoke the condom, but my blood is so toxic it's killing me. Resonate my brain, it's a shame I can't remember your fucking name. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. It's addicting my brain, it's driving me insane. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. Did you hear what I said? You'd be better off dead. We're gonna get high, you know why? 'Cause you're a pothead, you're a pothead. It's addicting my brain, it's driving me insane. You're a pothead, you're a pothead. Did you hear what I said? You'd be better off dead. Am I driving too slow? I don't know, 'cause I'm so fucking paranoid. Are they coming after me? Can't they see I only wanna be free? 6 joints a day and I still look okay. How am I functioning? Got a college degree with straight A's and B's, aggressively. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. It's affecting my brain, it's driving me insane. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. Can you give me some weed? You give me what I need. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. Just having fun, smoking a blunt. I'm a pothead, I'm a pothead. Did you hear what I said? You'd be better off dead. You're a pothead, 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 pothead. And every day smoke your dreams away. You're a pothead, 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 pothead. Addicting your brain is driving you insane.
There you go. That's Pothead by Leaving Eden from their brand new album, The Agony of Affliction, which is, well, by the time you hear this, it will probably be released already. You can find them online, of course, at leavingeden.com. And be sure to check out the album and drop them a line, as we suggest you do for all of our guests. If you like what they do, drop them a line and let them know you do. And look for the movie, too. I can't wait to... I can't wait to see and hear the Nitwit. That sounds like fun.
It'll be fun, yeah. Yeah.
I believe that
song.
Want to thank you all for dropping by. And also thank, of course, our guests, Leaving Eden and the delightful Kristen Karma. We look forward to having them back in the future, and definitely look forward to having you back next week. John Bon Jovial, take us home.
Yeah, that song kind of reminded me of the old Cheech and Chong bit, you know. For 10 keys, Bob,
exactly.
What is your name? Oh, I knew that one yesterday, man. Hey, folks, you did it. Wow, you spent another hour with us, and we are quite grateful that you have done just exactly that. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and, of course, from the Valley of the Sun in beautiful Tempe, Arizona, and is available on all of your favorite pod download locations like YouTube and iHeartRadio and Spreaker, Amazon Alexa devices, and now we are also available on the TuneIn Radio app and Podcoin, the app that actually does pay you to listen to the podcasts like this one. Click the follow link on our Blog Talk Radio page, and be sure to like The David Bowers on Facebook as well as Twitter, and join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM. They are located at 106.3 on your FM radio dial. That's otherwise known as Rochester Free Radio. And on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. UTC for more great indie music and talk with the artists that make it happen. So until next week, for the David Bowers and Nick, our marvelously geeky engineer, I am yours truly, the legendary John Bon Jovial, saying thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it, love each other, and we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.